Being a victim of any crime is a horrible experience, but when that crime is motivated by hate, hostility or prejudice, we know that the impact upon the victim can be so much long-lasting and damaging. It stays with them forever. And, you know, the law recognises 5 characteristics in relation to hate crime: transgender, sexual orientation, disability, race and religion. But we also know there are lots of people out there who experience hate crime that don't fall within these categories. Sophie Lancaster was a Goth. She was kicked to death in a park in Bacup, just over the border in Lancashire. And she was kicked to death because she was a Goth. And yet, before she was murdered, she suffered at least 3 more attacks, but never reported them to the police. And we hear from victims of hate crime that one of the reasons they don't report crimes to the police is because they feel they won't be believed or they won't be taken seriously. So what we're doing today is we've extended the reach in relation to hate crime definition to include alternative subcultures: Goths, Emos, punks, metalheads, whatever you want to call them, but people who perhaps dress differently, who come together, you know, because of their music, because of their style of clothing. But we also see, particularly in places like Manchester City Centre, people such as that are increasingly becoming targeted because they look differently. So we're increasing the category of hate crime to include alternative subcultures. So anyone who's picked on, victimised, or someone who was assaulted or attacked because they look differently, because they belong to one of these alternative subcultures, now we would treat their crime as a hate crime, just as we would if they were a different race, a different religion, or a different sexual orientation.